So Sonic Frontiers Update 3 is on the way. It is very close actually. It is now, from as of recording this video, it is exactly 1 month away. I just want to make this video to get my current thoughts on it because I never really made a video on my thoughts on the entire update. So yeah, I'm just gonna get my thoughts down. It's gonna be completely unscripted. So all my thoughts are just coming straight from my brain, from my dome. You know what I'm saying? So I guess I don't want to waste any more time. Let's just get right into it. The first thing I want to talk about is the multiple playable characters first. I want you to let this sink in for a second. Oh shit, my bad, bro. It has been 17 years since we've had multiple playable characters besides Sonic or a Sonic clone in a mainline 3D Sonic game, and that was Sonic 06. And if you want to talk about a good multiple playable characters, Sonic Adventure 2, which is almost it's been 2 decades since we've had a good multiple playable characters in a Sonic game, in a 3D Sonic game. In all honesty, it was a matter of time. I knew they weren't gonna hold off forever because I feel like the reason they stopped doing it was because obviously, all the critics saying, oh, Sonic's stupid friends, blah 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 blah, right? And even when this Sonic Frontiers was coming out, people saying, oh, why are there no multiple playable characters, right? And in my head I was thinking, and I'm pretty sure I've seen other people say, let them perfect Sonic first, and then once they get Sonic down, then they can start adding multiple playable characters, right? That's what my mindset was. They don't have Sonic down exactly, but they have him pretty good. This game has one of the best controlling Sonics in my personal opinion, right next to Adventure, in my opinion. So I feel like if they use this formula for Sonic's movement and just improve it throughout the next few games, I feel like now we can have a place where we can have multiple playable characters, and now we're finally seeing it. I feel like we're in this era where we can finally, Sega or Sonic team is starting to finally go back and experiment with other stuff, and I'm really happy to see that. And now, how are they gonna play? Well, obviously Tails is gonna be able to fly, Knuckles will be able to climb and glide. Amy, I don't know what Amy's gonna do. I think she's gonna maybe have her I hope she has her Pico Hammer jump like in Adventure. That'd be pretty cool to see. Now, as for the levels themselves, what I do think is gonna happen. Now, I know there's leaks that says, oh, how they're gonna play. I haven't looked at any of the leaks. I peeked at the script a little bit, but not too much. So what I do think is gonna happen is that there's gonna be gameplay sections. Either 2 things are gonna happen. Either there's gonna be gameplay sections that are catered to the characters, or they're going to be adding new areas in the map that are catered to their playstyles. There's going to be areas where Tails can only fly to, or Knuckles can only get to, or Amy can only get to. So I don't know how they're going to, that's the 2 things that are in my head right now. Now, as for Sonic, let's talk about Sonic for a second. What's going to happen to him? Is he going to be relegated, is he not going to be playable at all in the final game until the final boss? Or is there going to be a separate section for him to play at, in the final chapter of the game? Up next, the story. Obviously, we gotta talk about the story. This is good, one of the big selling points of the entire thing, right? From what it looks like it's going to be, we talked about this before, it's going to be a rewrite of the entire last act of the game. So basically, everything Rhea onwards is going to be completely different. Now, what do I think is gonna happen, right? So one thing, what do I hope is gonna happen, right? Well, what I think is gonna happen is that they're gonna hopefully they're gonna redo that whole friendship power bullshit, right? They did in the base game, where basically Sonic gets the cyber corruption, right? And they just they hold hands and they save him. I don't want that. Well, I think what my ideal thing would be is that here's what I want. Here's what I want for the story, right? I want Sonic to be stuck in cyberspace, right? And he has his own little gameplay sections in the cyberspace, and Sonic and Tails, Amy, Knuckles, they have to go collect the Chaos Emeralds, and they either have to supercharge them with cyber energy, or just get them base emeralds, whatever, so that they can use them to free Sonic. And if we look at the trailer, it seems that they're when Sonic goes Super Sonic 2, which we'll talk about later, they're in their cyber forms, which probably means that they're going to either the emeralds use so much power that it reverts them back to the cyber form. And if it is the case, this is such a, it still has the theme of, oh, friendship is power, right? But this is such a better way to do it, instead of just them basically Deus Ex Machina, saying, oh, we just hold hands and we can bring Sonic back after he just saved you guys. He spent the whole game saying, I get the message, but it was such a cop-out. So if they do that, I'm really happy. I'm gonna be really happy to do that. Up next, the final bosses. So the two that we are looking forward to are Supreme and the End. Now we got a glimpse of the new Supreme where he has like 7 arms, and we talked about this on my first video, basically where I said like it can either represent the 7 deadly sins, like not the enemy, but like in humanity, where it's like, you know, greed, pride, lust, gluttony, all that stuff like that, right? Or it could be representing the 7 chaos emeralds. But I do think it would be a cooler, you know, if it did represent the 7 deadly sins. And of course, it just makes it again way more menacing than the base game, where it's just like like it's basically just Giganto with a gun. I mean, and also I hope they do something with those wings, bro. I hope at least like in the boss fight they keep them again, instead of him just being like, oh, I have these cool ass wings and then just disappear and I'm just floating now. It was that made me so upset, bro. And now for the End. What are they gonna do with the End? Now I've thought about this for a while, because I know that they cannot pull that fucking that Toho bullshit again, right, with the shooter shit. So what I would want for them to do, this is my personal idea. What I would think is cool is kind of pull a perfect chaos from Sonic Generations, where you as Super Sonic go through like maybe like an asteroid belt that's like kind of like platforming sections or something like that, and then when you have to get to the end, and then you actually fight them and you do this like 2-3 more times. I don't know, maybe that's a bit anticlimactic, but I think that's not bad. And like each time you have to go back, it gets worse and worse, like again, like perfect chaos. And I think that'd be pretty cool. I don't know, maybe it's something, I have no idea. This is like the one that I have no clue what they're gonna do, because they can do so many things. Because again, think about the End. The End is described as, you know, the embodiment of death. The End basically can take on whatever you perceive as death, and for some reason it's Sonic is the moon. So like throughout the game, it can like change forms depending, like for example, maybe it could turn into chaos. And that, I know people saying, oh, but that's like using nostalgia bait, but it kind of makes sense, right? Because it's Sonic's perception of death, right? And you know, it could be the Bio Lizard, which would make the most sense, right? Since it's in space, it could be perfect chaos, or it could be Infinite's a bitch, bro. Sonic probably sees Infinite as a bitch. But I think there's a good chance that could be a case, but I don't know. Those are just my thoughts. And finally, I'll save the best for last, Super Sonic 2, or as I'm gonna be calling it, Cyber Sonic, because Super Sonic 2 is a mouthful. So holy shit, it has been since 2009 with Sonic and the Black Knight, which is nearly a decade. No, it is a decade ago, over a decade ago. And okay, so let's look at it first. It's okay. When we first transforms, he has like the supersonic aura, but around it is also like a red aura, which seems to be like cyber energy or something. And obviously the blue eyes, which is new, it's signifying this is a new form, right? And something that I swear, I wish I knew who said this, but somebody pointed this out. Please, if you know who this is, or if you're watching this video, please let me know who you are, because you made such a good call out. When Sonic has an aura, there's like different multicolored sparks going off, right? And the colors were blue, red, yellow, and pink. Yeah, you know that it's signifying, you know, the main 4 characters. Again, showing that like symbolically that friendship is power, but literally friendship is power. That's such a cool little detail, and I don't know if that's gonna be in gameplay, but the fact that they had that in the CGI is just, oh my god. Now I do know people saying, oh, if this is just this, then this could be super underwhelming. I get that. Yeah, I would see that this is kind of underwhelming, but there's a part of me that's saying, no, this is just like the build up. I feel like there's gonna be some type of extra part to it. But if this is just that, right, I honestly would not mind, because at least it looks somewhat different, right? There's a difference to it. And we did get a new form with Sonic Prime, and I can't really show it here because I'm gonna get like copyright strike, right? But there is a new form with like Prism Sonic or something, and it was just Sonic with a purple aura, aka Fidel Sonic. So this is their compromise. They didn't want to bring back Hyper Sonic, so instead they're gonna have this new form that is, you know, it's not as intense, but it's like a one-time, like I said, it's a one-time thing only, so Sonic can't use this form again, so it keeps the significance of Super Sonic, which I don't know why they don't do this more often. Sonic should just have like one-off forms more often, right? Because it's a one-time thing, so we can't do it again, and it keeps this, like, the significance and power of Super Sonic. And before I go, I just want to say thank you so much, Kishimoto. I think we have to, give credit where credit is due. Kishimoto has been super active on Twitter. God bless his soul. And if it wasn't for him, reading our criticism and responding to it and taking that feedback, we wouldn't have not only the spin dash, but probably this entire update would be completely different. We wouldn't have Fixes to the End or Supreme. And I just want to say thank you, Kishimoto, for listening to us and taking our feedback. And I'm super excited to see what's up with this future of this franchise, because if they're going to be taking feedback in this good way, this constructive way, and upping the quality too, we're in for such a treat next game. And yeah, that's basically all my current thoughts on Sonic Frontiers Update 3. I know this video seemed like a bit of just rambling, but again, I just had no script because I like to do this fresh with my mind, so I don't have time to think, so just get my thoughts on raw, uncut, unfiltered, just uncircumcised. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe, turn on notifications, and watch out for that Tales episode that's going to be coming out later in the week. I'm dropping this so you guys have something to eat on or chew on. Yeah, and that's all I gotta say for you. Bye bye.